Hello and welcome back to our Walking Dead video, and today I'll be talking about the top 10 most evil characters that we have seen on The Walking Dead. And as always, this is just my personal opinion, so if you disagree, make sure to tell me your opinion down below. So let's dive right into this with number 10, Merle Dixon. And he's on this list because he is one of the most racist characters we've ever seen on The Walking Dead. He hates anyone who is slightly different to him. And because of this hatred he has towards other people, it lets him do some pretty evil things like murder, kidnapping, and using people. However, he is so low because of his loyalty to his brother Daryl, and when it comes down to it, he knows what the right thing is to do. Number 9 is Joe, the leader of the Claimers, and this is one of the characters who are barely in the show. They don't really do many evil acts. However, the evil acts they do and the way they live really puts them onto this list. Joe leads the small group, and they're not really a group. It is a collection of people that only look for themselves, and he sets that precedent that you might be in the group, however, no one's going to look after you. And the evil acts that he does is that he goes out his way to hunt down Rick, because Rick kills in self-defense. And then once he gets there, he doesn't quickly kill Rick. He wants to enjoy it. And he takes enjoyment in the idea that he is going to kill Carl first and make Rick watch, and then kill Michonne, and then only kill Rick after he's done with his fun. And the sadistic act that is shows what Joe's true character is. At number 8 is Lance. And he's a prime example of absolute power corrupts absolutely. And he is one of the few characters who don't really break and do evil things. He's a character that is just corrupted by the greed and want of more power. All he wants is to become the leader of the Commonwealth. And he doesn't care who he crosses and what he does to get there. One of the most evil things Lance does is he decides the fate of Oceanside on a flip of a coin. And he basically turns into Two-Face in a way. Lance is always looking out for himself, and he is not above manipulating people in situations to better benefit him. Number 7 is Negan, and this is one of the few characters that we have seen a reason why they turn evil. He's a character that was broken by the loss of his wife, and before the apocalypse, he was just a bit of a dick. Negan does do some pretty evil things though. He pushes women into joining to voluntarily be his wife, air quotes, and on top of that, he likes to use people as almost slaves. However, Negan's a bit different to some of the other evil characters on this list, is that he doesn't really like killing. He likes to use people as a resource and keeps them alive, which stops him from doing more heinous acts. Negan is also one of the few characters, or only character on this list, that actually cares about his community and people that follow him. He goes out of his way to try and provide for these people, and he might not be doing it the best way, but the intentions are there. He just doesn't really have the leadership power to come up with a better way to supply and keep this community thriving, so he turns into this bandit type of lifestyle. And at number 6 is Beta, and you might be shocked how low he is down because of the evil acts that he does. However, I think Beta is definitely the most broken character in all of The Walking Dead. He's a character that reached his breaking point and went further. And the only real reason why he's on this list is because of who he ended up meeting. I think if someone else met Beta in that building that day, he would be a completely different character. That doesn't excuse him though. We're not going to put everything on Alpha. Beta still commits these acts. Even if Alpha points him in the direction, he is still the one to go and kill people when they sleep, to sneak into homes, and to kill his own people. Even if people are not really against Beta, if they say something wrong, Beta is not above just killing them. Number 5 is Pope, the leader of the Reapers, and he justifies his evil acts and the group's evil acts by a very skewed cult-like way at looking at religion and believing that they've been chosen by a higher power and everyone else needs to be eliminated and removed. They see everyone else as enemies, and their small family is the only people that deserve to live in a way. They are not above torturing people, exterminating anyone they come across, and they will go to a community and overtake it just so they could live there. And he is not above killing his own people. He might talk about how much he cares about his fellow Reapers. However, if you have been injured and you retreated, and because of that another Reaper died, your life is now forfeit. Pope rules with an iron fist over his own people, and he talks about family, but it's more like fear. Number 4 is Gareth and the Hunters / the Termites. The reason why they're so high, and it's not a shocker, they eat people, and you could try and sympathize with them because originally Terminus was a haven, but people came and overtook Terminus and did bad things to the original residents. However, once they took back Terminus, instead of just making it a closed-off community, they turned it into a trap. And it really makes them stand out against all these other villains and evil characters, is that they make people come to them. They give them false hope, and they use that against them. Most of the villains are off doing their own thing, they're off living their lives, and if they stumble across a new group of people, they then do all their evil acts. They then kill them, they then torture them, they then make them slaves. But the termites, they are purposely making people come to them to then be able to eat them. Number 3 is Simon, and he's one of the few characters that are just straight up evil. He is not broken like some characters, he is evil. He enjoys hurting people. Simon likes to go to communities and prod them and antagonize until he sees some sort of resistance so that he could let his fantasies run free and he could kill them all. Simon is only held in check by the fear of Negan, but once Negan is out of the picture, he just straight up wants to kill all the other communities. Number 2 is Alpha, and she is also one of the few characters we've seen what they were like before the fall. And before, she was just as evil as she was after. She was a manipulator and a child abuser. And after, it just gave her a more excuse to go further down that rabbit hole and manipulate and abuse her daughter. Alpha is easily the only reason why I think Beta is on this list. I definitely believe if Beta and Alpha never met, Beta would have just stayed in that building and died alone. But Alpha found him and she manipulated him. And Alpha manipulates everyone around her to live in this very primitive lifestyle on detaching yourself from your past and emotions. And she makes people forget who they are. She makes them just another cog in her wheel that she's made. She manipulates people to live in fear of her. However, what is keeping Alpha from being the number 1 most evil character is her weird love and drive to have this all be to look after Lydia. She is looking at this in a very skewed way and believing if she does this and that, she is protecting her daughter. It is a very weird look at motherly instincts. Alpha is driven solely by Lydia and solely by looking after her. And just because she has maybe some sort of mental illness or the way that her brain is wired since birth, she looks at it in a very weird way of being, if I abuse Lydia, I'll harden her up. If I do it like this, Lydia will be safe. She is very focused on making sure Lydia lives in the weirdest way possible. And at number 1, and no one is shocked, it's the Governor. He is easily the most evil character in The Walking Dead. He's the only character that gets so mad he kills his own people. He uses his charm to get people under his power, and he rules with this facade that he is this good guy. But underneath, he is this mentally unstable man, and he will do anything to get what he wants, and makes it seem like he's trying to do it for other people. Prime example is that he goes and takes the prison. He wants the prison. However, there's no need for him to do it, and he tries to tell everyone that these people are evil, they took rid of the old community, we need to get the prison because it's safe. But they can go off and find a building, they can go off and find their own town. But no, it's that evilness inside him that wants to get revenge. And I definitely think he is really the only character that was ever too far gone in The Walking Dead. Every other evil character had that one redeeming thing about them, which kept them from diving off the deep end. Merle had his brother, Alpha had Lydia, Negan had his love for his dead wife, but the Governor had none of that. He just wanted revenge, he just wanted to hurt the people that wronged him. But this is just my list, so please tell me down below, do you agree or disagree with me? Do you think this is the top 10 evilest characters on The Walking Dead, or do you have a different list? I'd like to know all your thoughts and opinions about The Walking Dead down below. But this is it for me today, so make sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date with all things Walking Dead, and make sure to click on some of the videos because you'll find something else you like guaranteed. So goodbye, peace out, and I'll see you in my next video.